Today, I will tell you a shocking story. The incredible experience of a brother who, after a life of faith as a Muslim, found himself living something that completely transformed his life. A revelation that led him to discover the existence of hell and a truth that no one would expect. Stay with us until the end to find out what he saw, heard, and experienced firsthand, and how this experience changed his destiny forever. Don't miss this extraordinary story. My name is Saeed Kalim, and my story begins with a life deeply rooted in the Muslim faith. From an early age, my parents taught me the importance of prayer, fasting, and devotion to Allah. Every morning, I would wake up before dawn to say the Fajr prayer, and every evening I would end my day with the Isha prayer, trying to do everything to please Allah. I lived by the principles of Islam, fasting during Ramadan, giving zakat, and eagerly awaiting the day when I could perform the Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca. I believed that my devotion would guarantee me a place in Paradise Jannah, the promise of eternal happiness for the faithful. But then, one day, everything changed. It was a day like any other. I had just finished the midday prayer, the dua, when an unbearable pain struck me in the chest. It was a pain I had never felt before, like a knife piercing me. I collapsed to the ground, the world around me went dark, and I realized I was dying. With my last breath, I recited the Shahada. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. When I opened my eyes, I found myself in a place I had never imagined. A desolate desert, the earth scorched and cracked beneath me, and the sky above me a dark and oppressive void. The air was so hot it burned my skin. Every breath felt like fire. All around me, I saw shadows of tormented souls writhing in pain. As I wandered through this hellish place, I met others who, like me, seemed to have been condemned. Some of them were chained, others were struggling against invisible forces. There was desperation in their eyes, the same desperation I felt inside myself. But the most terrible moment was when I heard one of the demons say, "Muhammad, the messenger you worshipped, is also here in this place." Those words struck me like a bolt of lightning. The figure I had worshipped all my life, the Prophet Muhammad, was suffering beside me. If this story is engaging you and you want to know what happened next, share this video with all your friends right now. It is important that everyone knows the truth about life after death and the power of salvation. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more incredible stories that will open your heart and mind. At that point, despair overwhelmed me. But in the midst of all that torment, suddenly, a blinding light pierced the darkness. A pure, radiant light unlike any I had ever seen made the demons retreat, frightened and filled with terror. And in the midst of that light, Jesus appeared. He didn't say a word, but I knew who he was. His presence radiated love and authority. Jesus told me that there was still a way to redemption, that accepting him as Lord and Savior was the only way to escape this eternal torment and find peace. With tears in my eyes, I knelt down and begged for his forgiveness, admitting my mistakes and my need for redemption. In an instant, I felt myself being torn from that darkness, and when I opened my eyes, I was in a hospital bed. I had been given a second chance. From that day on, my life changed forever. I decided to follow Jesus, to live according to his teachings, and to share with everyone his incredible mercy and the power of transformation that I experienced. Now, I dedicate every day of my life to testify to this truth. Friends, My hope is that this story will touch your hearts and inspire you to seek truth, find redemption, and experience the same grace that transformed my life. Remember, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. There is no salvation outside of Him. I invite you to reflect on these words and share them with those you love so that they too can discover the light of salvation. But that's not all. My experience didn't end with just returning to life. In fact, this miracle gave me a new perspective on what is truly important. Every day, I wake up with the desire to get closer to God, to understand His mysteries, and to faithfully follow the path that Jesus has traced for me. I felt a new energy and enthusiasm that I had never felt before. I felt that every breath was a precious gift, an opportunity to get even closer to that wonderful love that had saved me. I began to read the Gospels with new eyes, to study the Word of Jesus and to put it into practice in my daily life. I met people who shared their testimonies with me, each of which touched me deeply and made me understand how powerful God's love is. And every day, my faith grows more and more. Now I know that Jesus is not just a historical figure or a biblical character, but is alive, present and active in our lives if only we allow Him. He is the one who can bring us out of the deepest darkness, just like He did with me. No matter how lost or desperate we feel, His light is always ready to illuminate us, to guide us towards salvation and eternal peace. My invitation to you today is simple. Open your heart to this possibility. Let yourself be touched by this story and allow Jesus to enter your life, to transform it with His love. If you have ever doubted, if you have ever sought answers, know that there is a truth waiting for you, a love that knows no bounds. Do not delay. Take the step toward this new life today. Jesus awaits you with open arms, ready to offer you His peace and His redemption. Remember, the hope and light of Jesus are always with you, ready to illuminate every dark moment. His grace can transform even the most wounded life, bringing peace where there was suffering. Every day is an opportunity to draw closer to Him and live according to His love. I hope this story has inspired you to believe in the power of faith and the promise of a life lived fully in His eternal love. May the grace of God accompany you throughout your life.